The beginning of this year, I made my goals for myself, for my personal brand, for my businesses and everything, and I broke it down quarterly. And I have not accomplished any of them. And it's okay. Entrepreneurship is hard. It's not easy. Entrepreneurship is hard, especially when you have a full-time job. When it's not like your main focus, it's hard to remain focused on it. Part of the reason I'm making this video is because one of the reasons I created this channel is to document my entrepreneurship journey. The highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the things I've learned, the lessons I've learned, the hacks and the tricks. And I wouldn't be real with y'all if I didn't, also document the low times. When it comes to just like being motivated and like doing things for your business, especially when you have a full-time job. Let me not even speak like that. Let me personalize it because I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about myself, and if you can relate to this, then great, but I'm talking about myself. When I have a full-time job, and it's like every time you say, oh, when I get to this point, I'm gonna have more time to focus. When I was in school, I started my businesses in school. I don't think I've ever talked about my businesses, but I sell jewelry online, and I also sell like African inspired beauty products online. So when I started my businesses in school, to get it up and running, it's not hard. And at the time, school was my main focus. So I would get it up and running, and then whatever happens happens. So at the time when I was in school, I was like, okay, once I graduate, once I finish school, I'll have more time to focus on my business at that point. And it's like after I finished school, it's like now you're working this full-time job, and honestly the time that you have to yourself, you're tired, or you want to do other things. You want to like travel, or again, let me talk about myself. I want to travel, or I want to sleep, or I want to go out. Like, I don't necessarily want to do things for my business, and I'm just being real and honest and raw with y'all right now. So especially when I had my first job, I was working 12, 13, 14 hours. Really, like, it would be 14-hour days because I would go in an hour earlier. 14, 15-hour days because I would go in an hour earlier, leave 1 hour later. So at that point, I definitely was not thinking about my business. More recently, I got a different job, and I had more time to focus on my business. But at that point, it was something else in life that was happening, and all of my attention was going towards that. So entrepreneurship is hard. That's really the point of this video. It's not every day like you're motivated to work on your business, especially for me where my business is not my main thing. I have a full-time job, so I know, like, I'm gonna be paid every 2 weeks. So I'm not dependent upon my business, is what I'm saying. That is not like the motivator. That's not like what is gonna get me up out of bed to go and hustle and make money, because I know I gotta put food on the table. I know I gotta pay, rent and everything. That's not the motivator. So it's like, what does motivate you? And I remember saying to someone one time that I'm the type of person that motivates myself, and honestly that's true. But even if you're not this type of person, and from time to time, definitely other people motivate me, but when that happens, it's like that motivation is like, it's like short-lived. You know what I mean? When you hear it, when you hear these good things, and when you see these inspirational quotes, and when you see people kind of your age and people that look like you doing the things that you want to do, it's like that motivates you for a day, 2 days, maybe a week, and then you're back to your regularly scheduled program. Yeah, get me. So for me, I'll get those like short-lived motivations, but ultimately what kind of keeps me going is the motivation that I give myself. Lately, I would say what's been motivating me is my past videos on YouTube, my older videos on YouTube. Sometimes I'll go and just watch those and see how like on fire I am, and I'll be like, ooh, that's me, you know. Other people on YouTube, other people on social media, they motivate me. Like people that look like me and are doing the things that I want to do. Those are the people that motivate me, honestly. But for the most part, it comes within. So just honestly, within, it hasn't been there. To be quite frank with you, within, it hasn't been there. And I'm in a position now where I can devote more time to my business, and I'm grateful for that. But it's just the doing part that's hard sometimes. Like, you know what you have to do. You know you have to post on social media. You know you have to market. You know you have to reach out to influencers. You know you have to make content for YouTube. You know you have to post on your personal social media. So it's like, I know the things that I have to do, but it's just the doing part that's hard. Do y'all get me? Comment down below if you understand what I'm saying, or if you're following what I'm, you know, where I'm going, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Comment down below and be like, yeah, I feel you. But yeah, there's no real point to this video. I just want to say entrepreneurship is hard. It's hard to be consistent. That's a whole nother video, but it's hard to be consistent, y'all. The beginning of this year, you know, I made my goals for myself, for my personal brand, for my businesses and everything, and I broke it down quarterly. And it's July, and I haven't stuck to any of those things. I haven't accomplished any of them. If I'm just being real, I have not accomplished any of them, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's really okay. This is what entrepreneurship is. It's not always up. It's not always glitz and glam and order after order. It's not always that. It's sometimes, you know, you're stagnant, but the thing is, you can't remain stagnant. That's my point. And you know, entrepreneurship is hard, but you have to motivate yourself, and you have to do these things, especially when, like, for me, you know, one of the points of this channel is to retire early, to be wealthy, and to get all the things that God has already set aside for me. Like, God has given me a vision, God has given me a plan, God has given me the gifts and the tools that I need, and I'm just sitting on them. They're sitting here in my hand. I just need to cultivate them, you know? And that's honestly how I feel. And that's one of my motivators too. It's like, I know what I have to do. I know what God has called me to do. And it's just, I gotta do it. So yeah, it's hard to be consistent. Beginning of the year, just like posting on social media, I was consistent for 3 months, and then I fell off. My last post was March 27th on my business Instagram. Yeah, so entrepreneurship is hard. It's not every day you feel motivated. It's not every day you're like, ooh, let's go, let's, you know, take over the world. But you just have to recognize that, and you have to just push yourself that much harder, and just realize that these things that you're doing, at least for me, let me speak for myself, these things that I'm doing is not for my glory. It's not for me to say, yes, I've made $1 million by age whatever. It's for the glory of God, honestly. And when you realize that, when you're not chasing wealth, when you're not chasing like the bag, when you're just doing the things God has called you to do, everything else will come. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all in my next one.